And you have the mic right in the center of you?
What up? What up?
There he is. Let me see if we can see you better on that. Oh, there you are. Oh, gosh, the full headset and everything. You look like you're about to play some...
Some COD, bro. This is what I game in, dude.
All right, we'll get right into it. I know you have a hard stop at 11, so let's just get right into it and not waste any content. You see us pretty good?
Yeah, got you guys.
All right. Today's episode, we have Strider Wilson, one of the funniest guys I have ever known. I actually paid, I don't know if you remember this, on Cameo to have you say happy birthday to me. So my buddies and I, we love you, man. We think you're hilarious, and we're excited to have you on the show today. So welcome to 2B's One Pod, Strider Wilson. How you doing this morning?
Dude, I'm excellent, bros. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Sorry that I'm running a little bit behind. Went late last night at Valet, dude. Cruising until like about 2 a.m., bro.
Oh, nice. And then, so you hail from Southern California, right? You went to San Diego's at USD or UCSD?
UC, exactly, dude. Yep, UC. My dank ass wife went to State, which is the sickest, dude. The Aztecs. They just had a nice little run to the Final Four.
Yep. Montezuma Road. I went to school there for a hot semester, and that was it. couldn't really handle it after that.
Well, you raged too hard, dude. Did you go too deep, dude? Too deep, too fast, dude?
I know a lot of people that went down to San Diego as freshmen. I only know two of them that graduated in San Diego. So it's one of those things.
Dude, exactly, dude.
A lot of people came back home and were like, I don't know about this whole San Diego thing. This 80 degrees every day and beautiful beaches everywhere. It kind of makes it hard to go to class. So
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
Dude, we used to rent out these party buses because I had some buddies who also went to USD. That's like the private Catholic school down there.
The Pioneers.
Yeah.
Dude, they would freaking rent these buses and you would just go to TJ because
Tuesday night.
yeah, bro, yeah, it was like Tuesday nights, and you'd go down to some club. Did I forget what this club was called? Like Mandala, maybe? Yeah, maybe Safari, dude. Dude, one of them was a huge temple, bro. It was literally like like from dusk till dawn. I thought people were gonna become vampires. Dude, you would just rage. I remember we had a rule though. We just rip shots before. We'd like, all right, dude, we're being safe. Only Coronas when we're down there, dude. Fast and the Furious style. Only Coronas. People are gonna open it because you never knew, dude. You'd hear horror stories.
Yeah, we would. It was the one with the volleyball courts. Remember that? I think it was Safari.
Dude, yes, bro. That I went to that one and remember Girls Gone Wild? Do you guys remember that? They were filming that one when I was there. Went down there, me and my buddy. Afterwards, just demented little 18-year-olds like we haven't seen enough. Bro, we went to a strip club, left the bus tour. Like the bus takes you there and back, like somewhat quote unquote safe. Left that tour, started walking around the streets of TJ, just us two. Go to this strip club, dude, and it was the third row of like a Suburban or like a Yukon XL just on the floor.
Oh, wow.
Like that's what you sat on. Like that was removed from the car. You sat there. The dude's like, hey, bro, $40, anything you want, dude. We're like, okay, well, let's just check some stuff out first. Mind you, I'm a virgin, dude. Was a virgin for a long time after that too. Stripper comes out, dude. Nice ladies, having fun, dude. We leave. Nothing wild, lap dance, whatever, dude. It's before my dank wife days. And we walk out there and some dude goes, hey, you want to buy some Coke? And we're like, oh no, we're chill, dude. We're about to shut it down, dude. We're going to bed. And this guy just like yaks up like all these little baggies. Immediately federales roll up. It was like a sting operation.
Wow.
Immediately roll up. Like they get rid of him because he's like in on it. Federales are like, hey, look, bro. They were really chill. They're like, hey, bro, here's the thing. We're going to give you a ticket unless you can pay us just right now. Pay for the quote ticket. How much money do you have? We had like $80 between us. Boom, give them $80. They're like, all right, just walk to the border. It's that way. Like, and just walked back over, dude.
Yeah, those are some crazy times to think about. Yeah, we used to go every Tuesday, and now it's like, man, I can't believe I'm still alive, have all my limbs.
Dude, yeah. One of those strippers didn't have all of her limbs. I think she was missing a leg, but she was talented.
And then when did you get into the character Strider Wilson? Like, where did that originate? Was it in college? I know you did some improv in college. Were you always like in high school? You're a pretty funny guy, or where in San Diego were you from too?
So I grew up in Orange County.
Okay.
And in San Juan, And I grew up with Chad, dude. I grew up with JT. We were boys. Met Chad through stand up in LA years later. But yeah, I went to high school with JT, and then I started doing improv, like short form improv, like Second City style, UCB style improv in San Diego, and then started doing some stand up with do you guys know Jimmy Oh Yeah? You know who he is? He's like in a ton of movies. He's like Patriot Day. Dude, I did like stand up with him.
Yeah.
He was really always like leaps and bounds. I was just getting started. He was like hilarious already, crushing. And like kind of watched him coming up doing shows there at like the Comedy Store in La Jolla, and like just campus shows. Porter's Pub, that was like our bar on campus, Porter's Pub, doing shows there, which in hindsight, like, dude, those shows were packed out. Like, I would kill for that. Like 6 years later, when I was doing open mics regularly in LA, I'd be like, this is the dream, which I had in college. But yeah, dude, just sort of started there, went to an improv show, and I was like, this is sick, dude. I don't want a real job, dude. I want to do this.
Yeah, you talked about Upright Citizens Brigade. They're definitely one of the best when it comes to improv. Did they have like I don't know how to say it, a theater down in San Diego, or was it in LA? Where did you have to go for that?
So they didn't have a theater in San Diego, but their company would tour. So like they would like do a little like they had some performers that would tour and I'd go to shows. But what I did was I actually went to, because I loved Will Ferrell growing up. I was like, oh dude, I love Will Ferrell. I think he's from Irvine, and I was like, dude, this guy is hilarious. I want to be just like this guy. Where did he train? He trained at this place called Groundlings.
Oh yeah,
which is over here in LA on Melrose. Like iconic, a lot of iconic performers out of there. Phil Hartman, Kristen Wiig, freaking you name it. And I would drive up, like I would build it into my class schedule where I would take, whatever class. I was an econ major, take whatever class like Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday. Because I was from OC, I could drive up, say what up to mom, dude, get a little home cooking, continue up to LA, just drive back, stop halfway, and then do class Thursday morning back in San Diego. So I did that in college, like kind of just that drive is brutal, dude.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounded like, because I wasn't sure if maybe you kind of got into improv with schools, or classes at your own school, but it sounded like it was basically more extracurricular for you, that you were going out of your way to go to these improv classes and things. I did read about Groundlings. I mean, they're known for having, I want to say it's something like 20 to 30 SNL alumni came through there at one point in time or another. I mean, Kristen Wiig, like you said, Will Ferrell, Phil Hartman, I do believe, like John Lovitz was another one that went through there. A lot of.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking big names. We got to bring in John Lovitz.
I love Lovitz.
I do too. I think it's hilarious.
He's great, dude.
But yeah, so was that something where you're like looking at all these names and faces on the walls, who they had with, and you're just kind of overwhelmed by it, or was it something that kind of inspired you to keep going with?
Dude, definitely inspiring. I was like this, and like if you go to their theater, they have like all their like from the era, like going back to the 70s, 80s, 90s, like being in that theater, you're like, oh, this is awesome, dude. Like, maybe like there was like an improv boom or something. It felt like maybe it's still that way, but yeah, no, it felt cool. The community was awesome, and like it was just very like LA Hollywood dream type thing. You got your day job. For me, that's valet, and then you're taking your classes and doing shows. It was really fun. And now I don't have health insurance, so dude, it's just great. It's just really, it's a good call, dude.
You did right.
Exactly, dude.
And then I heard you say dank wife. Is it no longer a dank GF? Like you made it official. You locked her up?
Dude, no longer living in sin according to my mom and the higher power, dude. Just, yeah, dude, we made it official, dude. Recently, bro, June 10th was the day.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you go honeymoon or anything like that? Or
No, we haven't done one yet. We got married up in Santa Barbara at the courthouse, which is really, cute. Like we didn't have like a emotional connection to that place. We were just like, this is tight and it's affordable, and but really pretty. And we stayed there an extra day, which was cool. And we're trying to think of maybe going somewhere in September for a honeymoon. We'll see. We want to try to save some dough, maybe put a little down payment on a homestead when things calm down in California. Are you guys in California? Where are you guys located?
yeah, we're Sacramento.
Oh, sick. Yeah, dude.
City of trees.
Sacramento, the capital, dude.
Yeah. So Jiffy Lube was booked for the wedding, because I know you were checking
Bro,
out that place.
Dude, you better believe I did. You better believe I went to a CVS. I was like, dude, I could get married in aisle 6, dude. It's freaking cute in this aisle. They got Spanish tiles here, dude. This is amazing, dude. Yeah, sure, there's some prophylactics over there, which I won't need anymore, but all right, you can get those. The photographer can, Photoshop those out.
Nice. No, that's awesome. First of all, congratulations. Also, I was wondering, because I remember looking into some of your information, some of the things you do, and I noticed that you had a podcast called History is Dank.
Hell yeah, dude.
So what I'm thinking is you could potentially go somewhere historical on your honeymoon, and then you can kind of, you know what I mean? Like, that's part of the podcast. Maybe there's a way to work that in.
I think that's a good move. You're saying make a little history of my own somewhere, like
Exactly. That would be the dankest history of all.
Thank you, dude. Go to the Tower of London. Dude, I like that, dude.
Yeah, no, speaking of that, that is one thing that I found interesting. You mentioned you were an econ major, you got into improv and all that stuff. Why did you go down the route of talking about history? Why was that something that became interesting to you?
Dude, it was just 'cause I played volleyball in college, and originally I didn't get into UCSD. I got in like in the spring. They're weird. They do like quarters. So I got in like the spring quarter, and but to play volleyball in like a different college that they have on campus, and the way they do is each college has a different emphasis, like a hard science or like a literature. And one of the colleges I got into late was like a hard science one, so all their GE courses are based on that, and then you can do whatever major, but like your like GE that you get there is going to be pretty focused on the hard sciences. And but to play volleyball, he's like, dude, I'll get you in the fall, but you're going to switch over to this other college, which had an emphasis in history. And then I just like really liked it. So I just got lucky that way. And I was like, oh, dude, I loved all the courses that you took. They had this course called Making of the Modern World, where you literally start out, pre-man, 30,000 years ago, and then cruise all the way up to current days throughout your 4 years, ideally at college, 5 if you're freaking chill. And so like, yeah, I just kind of got lucky that way. And then I could have just got a history minor, but I was lazy, dude. My senior year, I wanted to rage. I was like, I'm not taking that extra class. No one's ever looked at my transcript, ever. Not once, not even me, dude.
No, that's one thing. No one ever has you interviewing for a job and be like, I noticed you didn't take history of ancient Greece, history 1-3.
Yeah, exactly.
So sorry, we're not going to be able to take you here, So that's not always a prereq, but
yeah, valet.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Valet didn't quiz me on, dude.
Ancient Greece.
On Sisyphus, dude.
Yeah, right. Oh, you want to park valet cars? Tell me what Stalin's plan was for the World War II. Like that's
yeah, exactly.
That's not part of the thing, bro. But no, it's one of those things that I went to UC Santa Barbara, and it was one of those things too where I wanted to get immersed with as many different things as possible. And I did wind up taking quite a few history classes, but it had nothing to do with what I wound up, studying and becoming. It was just interesting to me. And I think it's one of those things that you find that when you kind of dive into any history of anything, you're going to find a lot of really interesting stuff. I've noticed like some of your podcasts centralize more on like American history. Like I was watching the one about the betting, sports betting, which I found very fascinating.
Dude, yeah.
Was there anything in any of those that you've like kind of opened your eyes to something that's made you like kind of dive deep into a certain history? Like for me, like Japanese history is very interesting to me, and I started playing a video game based on ancient samurais, and I'm like, I kind of want to look into this, and it really got me interested. Was there anything like that? Any subjects that really pulled you in that you were really interested in?
Dude, I would say your anime, dude. Like I did a whole episode on. I was starting to watch anime. I was just like, I try to make it as personalized as possible, and I was out of shows. Dude, that classic thing. I've seen the shows. What am I going to watch next? Turned on some Spirited Away, dude.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude, these themes, I want to learn more. So I just would dive in, and that's why I did a history podcast. I was like, with my entertainment, I enjoy some infotainment. So I was like, if I could make this funny and share subject matters that I like, but I'd say the anime 100%, dude. And then one of my favorite episodes is on crows. I was just chilling at Valet one day, working the early shift, and all these crows were being annoying as hell. And I was like, what the fuck? What's the deal with these things, dude? And I was like, that's an ep right there, dude. I'm gonna find out what's the deal with these crows. What's going on?
Yep.
Dude, they're super smart, dude. They're like, they've been around. They could live in they're survivalists, and they remember faces, dude. Like they literally, know people's faces, will remember them. If you kill one, they won't go back to that area. So I thought about murdering one. And then, the research, that podcast, it's pretty like surface level research. I'll do a couple hours of research, just want to hit some quick facts. Basically, I say I want bros to be able to dominate their grandpas at conversations, dude.
Nice.
I want bros to be talk World War II facts. Like, want to be able to hit the points. So I just love, all the best history has all the best stories. Like, I think in high school we do it wrong. Why do we memorize the dates? Let's hear the figures. Let's hear the events. Get into the juice. You know what I mean?
And then obviously the I think your most viral video is the Joel Osteen, right? Is that one of the top 5 for sure?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Have you ever? Yeah. First of all, it's hilarious, and you're spot on with that. Have you ever met him in person? Because I know he's from there, or is he in Texas? Right? Joel Osteen, his church.
He's out of Houston.
Yeah.
So he came to this video I did, this is like 2017 now, I think. And I went to like a book signing just after a shift one day. One of my coworkers, that's what's great about doing valet, is a lot of guys are like trying to be musicians, comedians, cinematographers, whatever. I'm talking with one of my buddies. I was like, dude, let's go to a Joel book signing. Let's do this.
Did you have cameras, everything?
Yeah, he just had him with a camera. I had a lav mic on and just put on a suit. And dude, people were swarming me outside of Barnes and Noble, and he was doing a signing upstairs. So I was going around and I signed one guy's book, J.O. and then go upstairs, and then I get in line, and then the guy whose book I signed sees me and turns around, and he's like, "What the fuck, dude?" He's like, "You ruined my book." And in order to do the sign, I still bought a ticket so I could go. And so I gave him my book. I was like, "Here, take my book," whatever, dude. And then I took his book, and then I wanted to get it on film of me meeting Joel, but they're like, no, just one picture. It was very they had it down to a science of how you meet Joel. So I did meet him for a second. He was nice enough. He was like, "Hey, yeah, you could do my stunts." And he's probably look at this Hollywood psycho. And then a night or two later was me and my boys, who I was doing sketches with at the time, Dab's Den. We were like, "Dude, let's go do this will be our next video." And the premise was of just me going around doing uncharacteristically pastorally things, like Hollywood Park. Speaking of gambling, is old Hollywood Park is right next door. So I was going to cash in little pony tickets. I was like, "Hey, anyone got some cash? Give me $5. I think this ticket's good for $5.85." And, just going around asking for beers. But the video quickly just became about getting to the stage. Cause literally, dude, everyone believed that was Joel. We didn't know. We were I felt confident because that video at the book signing went so well with the zero skepticism. And then, maybe that was good to do because it maybe emboldened me and my buddies a little bit for when we went to that arena, that prayer night, to just be like, "All right, let's go full throttle." And yeah, dude, it was crazy. And then that security guy flipped out. So he made the video from SEAL Team 6. He's like, "What the fuck do you," sorry, I don't know if I can swear. He's like, "What do you guys think you're?"
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
"What the fuck do you think you're doing here, dude?" It was amazing.
Yeah, we have, we're on, I think this is episode 12? 13 or 12, and we have a bunch of MMA guys, so you're definitely on the clean side.
I'm definitely the toughest guy too, dude.
Oh, for sure.
My ground game, dude, of balling up and crying is so good.
And so with your dank wife, right? So do you ever go into character with her sometimes without even realizing it? Or is she's got it down?
Nah, she's got it, dude. She's playing 5D chess, dude. She snuffs everything out, dude. We're dialed in, chilling. So, and she's really funny too. She was a comedy writer for years, and she's a therapist. So I get some of my my advice that I can give my bros, dude. It's all from the better half, at least what I can glean. It's all bastardized.
That's pretty genius on her part to be a therapist and a comedy writer, because you could just literally write about the people that you're talking to, and
Yeah, exactly.
there's going to be all kinds of comedy coming from that. But yeah, I do wonder. So obviously you graduate high school, you get into college, you start doing all these improv classes and things like that. When was the first time you performed in front of a big group? How old were you, and what was that feeling?
I was probably 21.
Okay.
And it was one of those shows like Porter's Pub. I remember there being a couple hundred people there and me having no idea what I was doing. And I remember having a stand-up set down in my mind and getting laughs where I like wasn't supposed to. Like everything was just a save, you know what I mean? Like my material wasn't good, and then enjoying it, but being like obviously scared. I'm still obviously will get nervous before shows.
People don't seem to understand how long 7 minutes is when you're talking in front of people and you're the only person like actually providing that information. I've done a couple open mics myself too, and it's one of those things where you're just sort of like, okay, that's right, I need to keep saying something because they're all watching me. And same sort of thing where I had certain material that I knew was going to kill and it didn't. And certain material
Oh yeah, dude.
that I just kind of threw out of the top of my head that killed. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to go down this route. I just started going down these other stories, and it was a really interesting experience. It was one of those things where I realized you can never really be too prepared, but regardless of how prepared you are, you're always going to have to improvise. You're always going to have to go a different route. And I think that's really important, that if you're going to do stand-up comedy, you should do some bit of improvisation, because it's going to help you be able to react to hecklers and things like that a little bit better.
Did you do stand-up sober? Or?
I did it once sober, and I did it once really, really drunk, and I realized that really drunk was not the way to go. It was one of those things where I just showed up. I showed up to like watch, and the guy's like, "Hey, I remember you. You did it last time. Come on up." And I'm like, all right, I guess, and I got so lost. Like I was in the middle of something, and I'm like, oh crap, what was I talking about? And I just went into a different tangent, and I basically just started making fun of the fact that I was too drunk to be doing this. That got the loudest laughs of all. So that's when it's probably time to cut ties. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I definitely want to give it another shot. I've worked on some material, but it's one of those things, man. It's just, there's nothing like it. But did you find like doing improv? Do you like that more? Or do you like doing more of a structured stand-up? Like, what do you prefer?
I like them both. I really like sketch comedy. When I started doing comedy, I really wanted to do SNL, and that was always a dream. So I was like, I love sketch. I think improv is like, sketch is there's different approaches to it, but a lot of like when I was doing Second City, it's like you improvise with your friends, and most of what you do, 80% of it doesn't work, and then the 20% that does, if you're doing it well, you can maybe start writing and creating a scene out of that, or a character or something, and then that becomes your sketches. And that's just one way to do it that I enjoyed doing. So I really liked doing that. I liked, like you mentioned with stand up, at least earlier on, it was like less nerve wracking because you're doing a scene and you're with other people, and in that set you can go, okay, scene. Or if it's sketch comedy and it doesn't work, okay, well, after 3-4 minutes of a sketch, blackout, boom, we start a new sketch. So it's like, it's better. There's a palate cleanser. The audience can be with you. Unlike with stand-up, it's like, well, if you're doing 15 minutes, the lights don't go out. You don't go, okay, and then that's done. I mean, I guess you could. That could be a save. Might be funny, but you could do it once. And but like, I really liked that. I liked being part of a like theater group. I've done a few different groups here in LA. I really enjoyed those a lot. I miss that, and now I'm doing more stand-up. But it's really fun because I can open for my bros Chad and JT, on some legs of their tour, which is like the dream, just kind of hanging out with your friends and going up, doing some stand up, and then it's awesome. So they both have their pros and cons. I really, really like them on, but I'm really enjoying stand up now, getting into it, getting the more minutes and crafting the material. Like you were saying, it's like Bill Hicks has a good quote. I'm not the biggest Bill Hicks guy, but obviously he's a legend. But he's like, your material is there for you to fall back on. He's like, comedy is a conversation, and obviously it's a different conversation, but like you're there to listen and be engaged with the audience, and then you can go to your material when you feel like, okay, let's move this set forward. Then you're finding something, listening to the audience, and then going down those roads. But being able to do that and do that skillfully is really tough. But then you watch one of Bill Hicks's sets and he's just yelling "devil's dick, suck the devil's dick," and I'm like,
And you mentioned Chad, you grew up with him. His scene with the council is the best. I've watched almost all of them. Have you had a chance to go on that journey with them? I know JT does it. It is absolutely hilarious. Like, what up, council?
dude, they crush it so hard. One time I went along for the Netflix show that we did. Chad and JT Go Deep. It's on Netflix. Check it out. And dude, we were filming literally 2 days before they shut down LA before COVID. We were at Calabasas, and I was there as Joel Osteen, and I was gonna just go there and be like, I want to bless these bros, what they're saying. And I flew out from Houston special just to bless these bros and their message. And then they were gonna talk about how, like, I don't know what it was. Like, we need bigger buildings for sicker tagging or something like that. Like, bros are tagging, it's dangerous. They're tagging overpasses. We need to tag sick. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't remember what the bit was, but we were going to do something stupid. And then right before then, some doctor from the county just bummed everyone out so hard talking about what to expect for COVID. He's like, people will die. Businesses will shut down. The world will not be the same. Mitigating measures will be intense. Right now, I'm not sure if we should all be in this room together. We are. It might be too late for all of us. And dude, and bro, it was so gnarly. We were going to go, we all look at each other. We're like, yeah, dude, let's bounce. Not the vibe we're looking for. Usually it's some dude going up before being like, there's too many crows around the library. We need to do something about the crows on during reading time. But so dude, that was my one experience. And I didn't even get up. I didn't even do anything because we literally went to Costco afterward and bought a bunch of fucking protein powder. It's like, dude, I'm gonna stock up. Stock up on my muscle milk, dude. I don't even care. Why was everyone so worried about their ass? Like, everyone's like, oh, it's a cardiopulmonary virus. I need to wipe my ass.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, all of the shelves, you couldn't find toilet paper. And then when the toilet paper was gone, you couldn't find paper towels. Then you couldn't find actual printing paper. It's like, okay, what are you guys doing here? Like,
yeah, bro.
That was a wild time. And yeah, I don't understand that. I understand water. Water's always a thing where, okay, let's make sure we stock up on water. We're going to need it for, safety measures. But toilet paper, like,
so weird. And we're here in California, so we got our earthquakes. So we have I have a little earthquake supply thing in the closet, and I bought a few extra cans, and like I mentioned, some freaking protein pow, and I was good to go. I use a bidet, dude. I'm a big. Don't know if this is TMI, but bro,
at the tip of my tongue. I was just about to say we are a house full of Totos, and I'm talking about the one with the remote that goes up and down, oscillating, the dryer, the whole bit. It's we were pretty much COVID proof before it even happened.
Dude, sitting on one of those, dude, I used to have one of my boys, I won't say his name, but one of my boys used to come over in high school. My dad was like Randy from South Park, got one of those Japanese toilets, nice ass ones, dude. Heater, dude, music when it opens up, like, nah. And my buddy would come over. I wouldn't even know he'd be at my house. He'd be only in like the shared bathroom downstairs. And he would sit in there on oscillation mode and use hot water and just drill himself, dude.
It's the best. People don't understand. I tell people about it. I'm like, you haven't. I don't know why Western civilization hasn't figured it out yet. I think like Asia's got it down pat, but like, why haven't we want to make like what's it called? Make like a
movement, maybe
a movement for Totos.
A bowel movement.
Yeah, bowel. There you go. And we were all COVID proof here. We're sitting in our bar here. It's our AKA living room bar, and we got a little theater room. We got multiple Totos. I mean, we were prepared for COVID, and we didn't even know it.
I mean, you guys are just making no mistakes over there, and that's the type of stuff I like to see. Also, I'm very happy to learn the information that your background is not green screen, dude. I should have known it too, because you're posting up in a green shirt and that wouldn't be showing up. So that's real. And I like that you guys are authentic, dude.
Yep. I'm showing y'all. It's real. It's so real. I should probably drink some of this just to show how real it is. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you guys got there? You got some whiskeys, don't you? I'm a whiskey guy.
Yeah, we do.
We got Tito's, Captain. Do you see this? We got his own bobblehead take on the Totos. I got it for him for Christmas. Yeah, can you see it? Look at that. So it's with his phone on the Totos.
Dude, that's amazing, dude. I got to get that for my buddy. I need to get one of those for my buddy.
Yeah, they have them on Instagram. It was like one of those things that pop up. I'm like, I got to get that. And it wasn't cheap. It was like $150, but you can't put a value on that.
No, I mean, that's art, dude. That thing's going to appreciate.
I guess he's going to take a JMO shot at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, we're doing this in the morning. Dude, you're a beast, bro. Let's go. I mean, this is the energy we need.
I told you I went to UC Santa Barbara. We don't. It's never too early to drink.
Dude, I'm glad that we're actually circling back to that because UC Santa Barbara is one of the... Yeah, dude, cheers, bros. I love what's going on right here. This is what I'm talking about, dude.
Cheers. Cheers, Strider.
Cheers, Kings.
Woo!
That's disgusting. That's warm and disgusting.
Dude, you know what you guys did? No chase, no face, dude. Dude, for all the listeners out there, you just got to know you're in good hands on this podcast. I mean, they're over here chasing no face with JMO pre 11 a.m. in the morning. I mean, we're on hump. It's hump day, baby. It's hump day.
We grew up in the Peninsula Bay Area. We're known for being tough. Maybe we're not, but we're gonna make it be known.
I don't think we're known for that.
We're not known for being tough at all. Known for being pampered more than anything, but yeah.
But bro, Santa Barbara, dude, I want to talk about the Halloween.
Yeah.
Was Halloween going off?
I was there for 3 years. I transferred over. I did the 5-year plan that you were talking about because I was a little more chill.
Because you're a genius.
Yeah, and also it was one of those things. I went over from a small school where it was kind of easy. I'm not going to lie. I was getting like 4.0s. Then I come over to Santa Barbara, and I was like, oh, this is hard to like pay attention when you're having kegers all the time and doing all that. I lived on Del Playa my senior year. I'm sure you're familiar with Del Playa. That's the street that...
Yeah, heaven.
Yeah, right on the beach there, yeah. And yeah, like every Halloween, you just knew that you were not going to be able to drive down that street after 6 o'clock at night. If you were getting off work, you had to park 3 streets down and just deal with it later. It was packed, people everywhere, and we're talking amazing costumes. I mean, I guess the guys were wearing costumes too. I don't remember, but I do remember a lot of the women just looking incredible. A lot of nurses that were out there, willing to help out if need be.
Yeah, to administer some first aid. Absolutely.
It's one of the weirdest places in the world. It's one of those places that you have to actually see because people don't really get it. It's a square mile of 20,000 people living there, and it's like...
all college kids, and then like...
only college kids and a few random families. Like, that's about it.
I feel bad for those families.
Right? And professors. There were some professors that lived out there, too, and I'm like, I don't know, man. That's a little risky, but hey, it is what it is. They were throwing the best kegers on the block because they were legal.
True.
But yeah, it was one of those things. You could just go from house to house to house, hit the keg. Hey, how you doing? Bring your red cup. It was
Plethora of Mexican restaurants too.
a lot of good cheap grub down there. I actually lived...
great grub.
I lived right next to the 24-hour Freebirds that was there, which is the original Freebirds, and it's iconic. I gained 20 pounds the first 3 months that I lived there because it was just literally every time, hey, it's 12:30 and I'm drunk. Let me go get a monster burrito right now. That's the best thing for me. So
correct.
But I loved Santa Barbara. I thought it was such a unique, cool place. It's got a lot to offer. It's one of those things where it's not so Southern California that it's SoCal. It's also not Northern California at all. It's really this sort of...
Dude, it's great that you mentioned this. It's like the only place that has NorCal, SoCal beef. I'm like, I kind of feel like, and then maybe randomly Huntington Beach, but that's just an angry community.
Yeah, in general.
It's like, it's an MMA angry community. But dude, yeah, bro, the mayor of dude, it's amazing, dude. That place is a great place. And, but dude, yeah, it's so weird. It's the only place where there was beef between NorCal, SoCal, bros. Everywhere else, it was like whatever. Like, so many people from NorCal went to UC San Diego, and we were all chill. Like, I didn't care. Like, we'd go to a Padres Giants game and joke around. It's fine. But yeah, dude, the beef in Santa Barbara. But dude, just that beautiful culture of cruising in with a solo cup, bros being like, yeah, come in, hang out. Dude, my buddies that lived there had the most disgusting house ever. They were packing bros in there. Dudes paid rent to live in the garage and on bunk beds they made on their own. And this was Halloween weekend. We would all drive up there a few days before because, bro, they would shut down the exits because the cops are like, look, we're not letting any more people in. What's your address? Let me see a student ID. If you don't have that, you're not coming in. Also probably to keep weirdos and perverts out, dude. But we get up there early because we know that they shut down the exits. So we stay extra. We get there on a Wednesday and stay till Sunday. And I'm surprised we all didn't get hepatitis from this house.
You maybe did. I don't know.
Dude, we might have. Dude, these girls had to go to the bathroom so bad. that they get the firefighters, just because for safety, these firefighters come knock on the door and they're like, hey, these ladies need to use the restroom. Like, is it okay with you if we enter? We're going to monitor, just so nothing crazy or weird happens. We go, of course, yeah, like we're not savages. Come in. Of course, ladies want to come over too. Maybe they stick around. Come on in, hang out, go use the restroom. They looked at the bathroom and they go, we're good, and left.
It sounds like you guys might have been staying at my place, because I lived in one of the grossest 4-bedroom apartments with 8 guys living in it. We're talking bunk beds in every room. I mean, yeah, it was one of those things where we had the bathroom for everyone else, and then we had our bathroom kind of thing, and it was not. Yeah, it was not nice. It was disgusting, and it was one of those things that you start to realize, like, we should probably have some kind of cleaning schedule here, shouldn't we, for 8 of us living here? And so I think that happened about a few months later, but man, there was nothing like having those parties. And then you have like we had, like I said, Del Playa. We have probably 70 to 80 people walking through our apartment, having beers, having whatever, and then they all just leave, like, everything behind. And it was just the weirdest thing, where it's just like, look at all this crap everywhere.
Dude, I remember going there being fascinated, because there's some homeless dudes in Santa Barbara. Great city to do anything, but if you're going to be homeless, also a great city.
One of the best.
Beautiful, beautiful, great weather. And my buddy would drink a beer and then open his front door and throw his beer on the lawn, just the can. And I'd be like, what? He goes, no, don't worry. That's what we do. He's like, it's being nice. He's like, that's, cause he's like, then the homeless guys come over and they take all the cans. Sure enough, in the morning or whatever, you look, there's not one can on his lawn. They're all gone. I'm like, dude, this is a beautiful community, dude. This system.
We really looked out for our homeless folks there. I was trying to remember the guy's name, but there was one guy that I'd see every day. I'd say hi to him. He was always by this one particular, I think it was the Chinese restaurant over right by the campus entrance. And he was well known, and everybody loved him. They'd give him money. They'd give him, water. They'd give him all sorts of stuff. And it really is, we've talked about this before too. Part of the problem with California, the homeless problem, is that we have the best weather. Like, it's really hard. If you were homeless, where are you gonna go? I'm going Santa Barbara or San Diego.
Hawaii, though.
He's saying Hawaii's great.
Do a one-way ticket to Hawaii. I think that would be the spot.
But it's tough because you got to get there. You know what I mean? Like, if you're here, you're walking, I'm thinking San Diego. That's where I would want to post up at. It's beautiful weather. I could sleep on the beach, even if I'm not getting money, whatever. So be it. I could go fishing, but
I agree. San Diego, I think that is the most temperate climate, like, in the U.S. I think it is, like, the best. You're absolutely right. But yeah, I ain't going to Denver, bro.
No.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hike a mile up to be in Denver with a bunch of dorks, dude. Sorry, Denver. I'm coming hard at you right now, dude. Dork ass city, dude. No.
I was in Denver in January. I was shocked. There were a lot of homeless there, and I'm like, you guys know it's freezing out here, right?
Well, they probably made bad decisions to be homeless, so obviously it's not a mistake that they're in a.
But yeah, it was like 25 degrees out there. I'm like, I don't understand this, but yeah, that was fascinating to me that wound up happening. But
And you mentioned the NorCal SoCal thing, so we're from San Mateo, so we always yell at the Mateo. We've known each other since we were 13 years old. So yeah, so when I went to a Joel Osteen-esque school, Azusa Pacific University out near Pasadena.
Yes.
And I used to get constantly made fun of for saying hella. Oh, you're hella NorCal. And now I feel like the SoCal is also saying hella now. Did you notice that at San Diego? I think that's like a big telltale. It's like, oh, you're hella NorCal.
Huge indicator. I mean, right off the bat, that, and then Birkenstocks. If I look down and a dude's in Birkenstocks or wearing tie-dye, first I'll go Colorado, and then I'll hear him say hella, and I'll go, okay, NorCal, sick, dude. Los Gatos, bro, you Gatos guy, dude? Oh, all right, dude, sick.
you just described Los Gatos to a T. That was perfect. Yeah.
Dude, and then, long hair, dude, listen to some, maybe some Dave Matthews, bro, or some Fish, dude. And
Third Eye Blind.
oh, dude, dude, I love Third Eye. Speaking of Santa Barbara, Third Eye Blind, dude. I think the lead singer went to Santa Barbara. And yeah, dude, I mean, yeah, hell is an indicator. But here's the thing, dude. That's a word, that's a colloquialism. That's culture in my book, dude. Now that I'm doing this podcast and I'm learning I want to appreciate more cultures, and that's me appreciating NorCal culture, even though it might be, dudes might consider them to be dorks, but guess what? That's a beautiful thing, dude. So I think that's hella tight that you guys say that, dude.
We used to have a kind of a test, you know what I mean? You'd have a room full of people and you'd say, how many people are in here? And if someone says hella, you knew they were from NorCal. If they said a grip, you knew they were from SoCal. That was sort of that was the deciding factor there. And if they just said, I don't know, a lot of people were like, where the hell are you from? You know? Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're from the East Coast? Get the hell out of here. Well, you're not part of this fight.
Some guy's like, oh, a pretty good amount. You fucking go back to Denver, dude.
I don't know, about 20 to 30. Hey, get out of here, nerd. We don't need you, you know?
I think we're about at capacity. Go back to Denver, dude. Yeah, dude, we are, dude.
Yeah, screw Denver. I was just there. I couldn't even. This is a true story. I was there like a year ago, and you can't even breathe right there. It's like the elevation.
The altitude, bro. My heart's pounding. Yeah, dude, I'm coming hard. I'm going hard on the paint in Denver right now, dude. I'm gonna post Denver up and dunk on them, dude.
We weren't meant to live a mile above like sea level. That's just not. We're not meant to do that. So like maybe let's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't fly. We don't have feathers. We're not. Come on, let's get out of here. Let's live where we're supposed to live. Let's just be real here. But hey, congrats to Denver for winning the title, the NBA title. By the way, so yeah, City still sucks, but at least you won.
Yeah, dude, good basketball team. Shit, City, dude. The best part is Jokic, dude. He couldn't wait to get out of there. You see that? He's like, yeah, dude, I want to go home. I'm done, dude. Have you seen that super cut of him of just like not caring about basketball? He's like, it's my job. It's like I'm 7 feet. Obviously I'm going to dominate at basketball. It's so funny, dude.
Apparently he lost his MVP trophy. Like he didn't. Like that's like one of the biggest things. They only give away. Like there's only maybe 40 guys in the history of the game that have won that trophy, and he's just like, yeah, I don't know. I put it somewhere, and now it's gone. It's like,
yeah, dude. He like put it in his locker or whatever. But what schmoll took that, dude? That guy needs to get let. Dude, probably a guy who lives in Denver. Probably some guys. I'm gonna take this to my, house in Denver. Friggin', probably some sort of cave situation. I don't know, dude.
And then, so you've been a valet. How long? How long you been in that industry for?
Bro, I've been parking whips and scoring fat tips for a long time, dude. Dating back to college, in my summers, I would work at the Ritz-Carlton, right there in Laguna Niguel on the cliffs. Would park there right by the beach, dude. Great job. Pick up a few shifts during the holiday break too. So that goes back to like 2008, I want to say 2007, 2008. But just doing seasonally. Then did a quick stint at Nordstrom, dude. Dude, selling men's sportswear, dude, selling dad's Tommy Bahamas for about a year, dude. And then after that, moved to LA. And as soon as I moved to LA, got a job doing valet. Been doing it ever since. So, and I've been in LA 12 years, plus a little seasonal work, call it 13, call it a baker's dozen.
Have you ever crashed a car?
Yeah, dude, I've crashed. Dude, I crashed a car without even driving it. I parked a Lamborghini Urus. So, and when you park a Urus, that's the lame Lamborghini. That's the SUV one. It's all paddle shifter Tiptronics. So the gears are here, and like on the steering wheel. So I go to park it. They have a reverse button, so I hit the reverse button. Boom, go, and then boom, you hit both paddles at the same time. That puts you in neutral. Then you engage the little electronic parking brake now, which is annoying. There's no hand brake or foot pedal, and you're supposed to hear the thing go, and it engages, and you kind of feel it go. But I was in a rush, haste makes waste. Parking party, fucking, go in there, put the little, hit the Tiptronic pedals, and then the e-brake, and then get out, and thinking I hit the e-brake, but I don't. Like 2 hours later, we're pulling these cars in, and the car had ever so slightly parked on the smallest little incline you've ever seen. Slowly, like took hours for this to roll forward, and just goes and hits like this Audi. And dude, luckily no one was standing there. Like someone could have been wedged between the two cars. But it didn't get that a full head of steam going down the hill, and just cosmetic damage, but pretty expensive between an Audi and a Lambo. So, and then we look over, we're like, who's driving that car? What the heck? Why would they just drive straight into a car and no one was in there? And I was just like, I had to go up to the boss and be like, yeah, dude, that was me. He's like, I know, I saw you park that. I was like, oh,
Now, I'm curious, out of all the cars that you've parked over your years, is there any that you would say, oh man, I want this to be mine right now? Is there any that like you were driving, you said, this is the perfect car for me, this is the one I want? Was there anything?
Phantom, right?
Like a Rolls. Ooh, you like the Rolls? You know, the Rolls are nice. I would say I would want that if I was going to be driven. If like there was a dude who, like, if I was going out on a dank night with my dank wife, dude, on town, and we're having a little champagne while we're cruising around, and there was a driver, I would do the Rolls, hands down, no question, comfortable, plenty of room. But to drive it, it's like a boat, and parking it's not good. And I mean, it has a lot of bells and whistles, but I think the classics are the sickest. Anytime I get in something old, I'm like, this would be like a '67 Corvette, the big engine, the 4-liter engine, old school. I like newer Porsches. Like those are sick because you can still get stick shift. Or you're gonna have a little bit of fun, um, something like that. But I think the classics are always the coolest. Like an old Charger, some old American. I'm a Dom Toretto at heart, dude. I want some old American muscle, dude. Give me an old decked out El Camino, dude. Something cool like that. Also like the sick ass Rovers or Defenders, like the old ones, like the Defenders or the old Broncos are cool. Cruise to the beach, dude. You know what I mean, dude?
It sounds like you get everything there. That's awesome. You get to try a little bit of everything, see what you like best, you know?
Yeah, you get it. It's tough to choose, but classics are always the most fun.
Have you done any of the stuff where you're taking selfie with the car in front of it, like this is my ride kind of thing, like a lot of people like to do for clout, or are you above that?
We are company policy, dude. No, that's a no, dude. We don't do that. We don't go and do any photos. And, you know, every once in a while you can ask a guy. Some guys really want to, and it's okay. But yeah, no, we'd always err with discretion. But then, yeah, dude, some people will pose. Some people will go up and just like put their hand on the hood of a car, and I have to be like, please don't do that.
Do you ever? Does anyone ever recognize you when you're at work?
Dude, I get Joel every day. Dude, I would say
You call it Joel?
Joel, dude. People go, dude, they go, oh, you look like that, and then I just go, God bless you, and then they go, oh, exactly.
That's awesome.
Dude, it's great. Dude, Joel, I would say I get Joel daily. As far as people knowing the Netflix show, like, not so much. Maybe like a kid of a guest that's staying there. Maybe he'll be like, "You're from the pod with the guys that the council, bro." And I'll go, "Yeah, Chad and JT." And they'll go, "Yeah, Chad and JT." Then I don't say my name, and then they just go, "All right, later."
So Chad, when you're out with Chad and JT, they get recognized.
Dude, I would say pretty regularly. Like, yeah, if we're in an airport, like traveling or something like that, odds are a bro will roll up. It's always a young bro, 20, something like that, and he'll be like, "Dude, what up? Sick, love the pod." Always chill, good vibes, good bros.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I was just gonna say, I know it's interesting being down in Southern California because you are obviously someone who's involved in entertainment, but so is pretty much everyone else, right? Like it's really hard because it's like everyone's there to be a famous actor, to be a famous thing, waiting for their big hit. But I think a lot of them don't realize the best thing to do is get a job like a valet job to, get something that's going to keep you involved with people constantly because you're always going to run into someone here and there. Have you ever had that? Like someone, a producer or anything kind of hit you up and be like, hey, we could use you for this thing kind of thing. Anything ever happen like that to you?
I've met a lot of big producers. I haven't been as lucky for them to be like, hey, come and do something or this and that. But, maybe like it takes time to get rapport but I mean, there's definitely no question like, you're in the mix, and like where I work is in Beverly Hills. So like everyone comes in there, and I love, like I've met tons of comedians, dude, talk to them. And, my thinking is like, yeah, like you mentioned, like day jobs are my bread and butter, paying the bills and right. And flexible enough to go, do some entertainment work if I need to get the days off. And, but like, my thinking is like, hey man, I've met these, big producers or even just some lesser producers, like, credit wise, but coming up where like, hey, if I work my way up and our paths cross, I'll have, something to talk about, something casual. It's all about, a lot of it is about, I think when you audition and stuff, there's a lot of people that are talented and it's so competitive. And a lot of this stuff is say it's not a role that's specifically or really nuanced, especially like commercial work or something, a lot of that audition is just being like, hey, is this person not a psycho? And can we be on can we be on set with this individual for 8 hours? Like, if you can do that and then you have connections, like your managers or agents get you the connection, like anyone can like read a line or like look at a VW drive by and be like, nice car, like anyone can do that. And so it's more so it's talent, I would say, is a smaller portion of the pie than a lot of it. So yeah, like you're saying, put yourself in the right place. That's absolutely why a reason why I work where I do.
Yeah, making connections. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't be overzealous. Hey, dude, check out this. Check out my acting reel. You know what I mean? Like, it's Dick Wolf, whatever. Like, hey, dude, like I was in an episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, just opening the door for Seinfeld, but I wasn't sitting in there. I wasn't in the episode trying to be funny. Like, hey, Jerry, the Gap, like the pocket tees. Never mind though. What about the jeans? I love the jeans. You can't be a schmoll, dude.
And so, what's the goal? What is your future look like if you could play it out? Like, is it more acting or stand up, or what is your dream? What is your goal?
Just to have health insurance, and if I can, no, dude. I mean, the goal is to. Right now, we're pitching stuff with Chad and JT. I would say to have my day job be, being like on a show and doing that, and ideally a show that we create together. So that's the dream. And then from there, doing some touring and stuff like that. So just working with the guys and doing stand up and then having our quote unquote day jobs being creative projects. So usually shows. And what's wild too is like doing the social media stuff. It's like been a great tool and it's super fun. And who knows, maybe a show, like who knows what platform it will be on. Like I say show in thinking like, okay, TV, streamer, what streaming network, whatever, but who knows where that will live. Like right now I'm doing a show with Friday Beers called Hug Your Bros, where guys call in, I give advice, and like that's a quote unquote show. Like that's not a podcast, it's a call in show. It's quick and it's built for the internet. And like I would have never imagined that would be something that I'd be doing like on an online platform. So yeah, we'll see what goes next, but that's the dream right now. Or still SNL, dude. Let's get it. I would still do it. That's the best.
I think that's the amazing thing about the world we live in now, whereas before you had to get that major break, you couldn't get into anything. Now you can make your own damn show on YouTube. You can do kind of anything you want. You can start that trail, and then a lot of people have become famous through that, have become, major stars from their small bits. But I'll say one thing, too. I think that you have a certain charisma and intelligence about you. I could definitely see you being like an improv teacher or something like that, maybe doing classes. And the reason why I bring that up is because teachers usually get benefits. So that's the only reason why I throw that out there. Maybe that's something that you guys maybe start your own campus, start your own whatever. Because I think that it's out there, that there's always people looking for that. Not everyone can get into Groundlings or Second City or Upright Citizens Brigade. So, maybe you could be like the downright Citizens Brigade, something like that, where you can kind of do your own thing. But
dude, I like that. I mean, dude, UCB started with friends who went to Second City and then just made their own school and people based on the style they liked. So yeah, dude, you're exactly right. And dude, yeah, get those bennies, bro. Let's go. Come on.
Well, and I think, and you guys can concentrate on, YouTube, on doing podcasts and things like that. That I don't think a lot of people ever concentrate on with the improv and all that stuff. Like, there's not a class for someone to start a podcast for how they're going to do that, what they're going to do. So, yeah, just saying. It seems like you have a lot of those talents that you could utilize there. But no, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing so much of your information with us. I think you got a lot of really cool stuff going on. I'm definitely going to be looking at a lot more History is Dank. I think I've only seen about 10 so far, and I know there's like 141 or something. So
I know, dude. I can't believe it. I can't believe there's that many, dude. And yeah, thank you, bro. Dude, great vibe hanging with you guys, dude. This is a blast kicking off the morning. I was like, I remember I DM'd you, Brendan, last night being like, dude, I just got off work. Let's do 10. So,
where were you working at last night? Were you at the valet or?
Yeah, at my valet, there was like some awards going on, like little awards function, and then there was an after party, and then dude, some psycho guy tried to check in that we had to kick out of the hotel a couple days ago, and then he came back, so I had to like kind of babysit that guy. Dude, he was just posting up. It was so weird. He was just like had those nice ass like Apple headphones on his laptop using the Wi-Fi, just sitting on his suitcase, like in like outside on the driveway. And I was like, what, dude? Hey, even if it's Beverly Hills or whatever, you still get characters coming in. So he was a nice enough guy, but we had to. So that always extends things.
Have you ever had a guy just completely hammered? Like you pull up, yeah. What do you do in that situation? Like I mean, that's a tough one, right?
Yeah, you got to navigate it. People, I'm fine to drive. You just hope they don't flip out. If they do flip out, I'll just call security, and then we'll all come out and be like, "Sir, this is like literally." I'll be like, "Look, this is not me judging you. I don't feel comfortable releasing your car in the state you're in. I'm not judging that. I just want to help you make the right decision. We'll keep your car here. It'll be safe. I'll get you a cab ride home. Sometimes they give us vouchers. I'll pay for your taxi home, but most people have Uber, and then they'll usually end up coming around. But every once in a while, give me my car. Give me my car.
Yeah.
And then I go, and then literally I'll have to come down to, okay, I can give you a car, but I'm also going to call BHPD, and and then I go, do you want them to follow you home? And then it's a whole thing. But most people end up being chill about it.
Well, we appreciate you. I know you got a busy schedule on hump day in the morning. I know you had a long night.
I'll mess around on hump day, dude.
And is there anything? Actually, so tonight we got some exciting. So we've gone through from MMA, Tom Brady Sr., we got like 6 MMA guys, and then David Canales, offensive coordinator. Tonight we have on the guy that discovered Bigfoot, supposedly shot Bigfoot. So we're trying to get everything, right? We're getting sports.
Dude, the best part is this guy discovered Bigfoot, then killed Bigfoot.
Oh yeah. So he's coming on set too. So we're gonna that should be pretty interesting. I'm excited for.
I mean, he's protecting all of us from that freak. So thank you.
Yeah. This dude out there, dude. It was just Jokic, dude, just on his day out. Jokic with a beard, dude. That's who he saw, dude.
He's just had shaved.
I'm surprised he's not from Denver, but he's from Sacramento area. But yeah, we have him coming on set tonight. But we appreciate you. I'm a big fan. We have a lot of fun watching your Instagram, and we love what you're doing, and we're hoping for big things, more big things for you. But yeah, we hope to have you on again, and thank you, man. We really appreciate it. And
No, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Dude, thank you both very much, dude. I'm a fan of you guys, dude. Appreciate you being here and being in the company. That's a great guest. I think, I think the listeners are going to love the pod, so honored to be on it. Thanks for having me, and I'd love to come back. Maybe we'll record at night and do a few more shots of JMO, dude.
Yeah. We got so we're 2 bees in a pod. Can you do like a little like intro, like say, hey, come check us out, and we'll edit it and all that good stuff?
What up, dude? This is 2 bees in a pod. Check out the episode, dude. It's going to be absolutely sick. We cut it up, dude. JMO shots pre 11 a.m., dude. We talk, just cutting it up, partying in Santa Barbara and just getting down in the comedy scene. So fired up to be here. Listen to the pod.
All right. Thank you, Strider. We just got